All right, let's try that again. I had my mic muted. I bet you didn't hear anything. So they fixed global warming. It's October 30th, 2020. And look, it's snowing out. We've got about an inchy, maybe two-ishy. Yep, and it's snowing. Check that out. The trick-or-treaters are going to have a ball. Oh, yeah, we don't have too many trick-or-treaters. Why? Because of you know why. The same all over the world. Big brother that listens in onto our phone conversations is now telling you to stay home because it's not safe for anybody dressed up in full personal protective gear, PPEs, whoever thought we'd have to know that word, are not safe going trick-or-treating. It's a funny world, and it's even more funny to see snow. Back to me now. We could actually look to see what the weather map is. Yesterday it was raining. It's raining, men. Hallelujah. All righty. So let's see how we do this. It's raining, men. I'm going to have to click on this. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to get fancy. Look. It's one of those weird illusions. Screen. Into a screen. Into a screen. Oh, we're going to look at, here's our weather map. And it's blue. It's rain down on the Cape Cod region. And then there's some yellow, which is not a good sign. Yellow is something like a really bad tropical storm or tornado type conditions. All this blue off into halfway into New York State is snow. Boston's got snow. Maine has snow. Lower part of Vermont, snow. Most of Connecticut, snow. Well, that's great news, folks. That means he can go off and buy Hummers again. Yep. Open all the windows and turn up the heat because global warming is over. What great news. Well, even though it's snowing out, it's kind of pretty. And in our neck of the woods, snow is the best thing we can have. I hope we have a really good snowy winter because snow fills up our aquifilters and it fills up the lakes. And we've been having water shortages everywhere, as you can see from my video that I did on the Colebrook Dam. The water table is so low down there that you could see the tree stumps. So in our neck of the woods, snow is actually what replenishes it because it slowly melts, hopefully, air quotes, hopefully, because sometimes we get like 2 or 3 inches, 2 or 3 feet of snow, and then all of a sudden we'll have a warm global warming spell, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way, and then it would kind of wash away the snow very quickly and it wouldn't have time to get down into the aquifers of the lakes. It just goes off into the storm drains, which gets carried off into the ocean, unfortunately. When you really kind of think about it, people don't want that water going where they want it to go. They want it to go out into the ocean because they've been dumping sewage into the line. But that's a whole other thing. Get me started on that. The Connecticut River isn't too far from here. The Connecticut River goes from White River Junction up in Vermont straight down through Massachusetts on the this western side, and then it goes down through Connecticut and eventually goes into the ocean. And there's a lot of sewage dumping that goes into that river on the way down because that's what they did back in the day. And even if there's a torrential rain or something and the sewage treatment plants overflow, it'll go into the storm drains, which will go into the rivers, the Hudson River, for example, in New York, and Connecticut River over here in Massachusetts. And it's that way kind of all over the country and probably all over the world, is that when the storm drains fill out, it goes into or when the sewer systems fill up. Of course, you don't want sewage dumping out onto the streets. I guess that would be a bad thing. Now, here we have a septic system, so we take care of our own waste. But people who don't want to have septic systems, they want to live so close together that they don't have to have that responsibility, and they don't care what they flush, which is really the biggie thing, that they have public sewage. So, but that has nothing to do with the fact that it's snowing out. It's snowing out. Yep. So if you didn't pick the last of your crop, it would be covered in snow. Well, I made a Halloween video that I did for the community station, which they already have, so that's not an issue. But for some reason, YouTube won't allow it to load. Now, I've done it twice. It gets up to a certain percentage, and it stops. Now, it's been at 48% now for 12 hours. And I don't know. I tried. The first time it got up to like 98%, and then it hung there. So I don't really know why. Maybe they have me blocked for uploading in this video. If this video doesn't publish, then I'll know that they have me blocked because of my voting video that I did. Well, I won't know it. They won't admit it, but it's an interesting world out there that, if I repost some true fact about Biden on my Facebook page, I get a banner telling me that there's no corroborating effort to it. But they don't do that for anything I post about Trump. But on the other hand, I don't have any wrongdoings about Trump to post on my Facebook page. So there is that. If you can't slander a non-criminal, but you can slander a criminal, it's such a funny world. And, people are seeing this kind of thing all over. That guy, the CEO of Twitter, is basically saying to the Congress that they can do whatever he wants. It doesn't matter. It's his company. People are, it's not a right that people use his tweet thing. And, if they don't approve something, they have a right to ban it. Period is that. There's no one way or the other. But people do have the right to stop using things. So it's like I turned myself off of Netflix. I've been on Netflix for a number of years, but when they put up that cutesy video of child pornography and basically advertising it. So I told them that I'm taking it down because of their support of child photography. And, you know, a lot of people have done it too. Is it enough to affect their bottom line? Probably not. But you have a choice. You know, you're not forced to use these platforms if you don't agree with their policies. It's not a right. It's not provided. It's not a service provided by the government. It's provided by blind corporations that just are out to make money, and that's what they're doing, is they're making money. So that is how it is. It's just like the BLM. They call it the BLM movement, but it's not. It's a corporation, basically a terrorist corporation that's out there to make money. That's all their really intention is. They're not there to create equality, because if they did, they'd do it differently. They wouldn't be doing it with a brick. They would be doing it by going effectively making changes. Changes for everybody, not just who they pick and choose. Anywho, it's snowing outside. I don't know what the projected accumulation today is going to be. It doesn't really say. I think they said 1 to 2 inches last night, but you know, I live in the Berkshires in the hill towns, so it could just be about anything out here. But I don't have to go anywhere, so you know, life is grand, and I feel sorry for the people who have to come and visit me today. But they're young and spree, and hopefully they'll be able to handle it. So, wish everybody a happy Halloween. My video, if it ever publishes, I shot on Monday, a week ago on Monday. It was a very, very foggy day and a little drizzly. I drove up the top of Mount Greylock out here in the Berkshires, which is, I think it is, oh, you'll have to look up the elevation. I made a note of it. I think it was like 3,000 feet or something like that, maybe higher. And took me a while to drive up there. I like to figure out how to shoot video and make it look like I'm going up, because when you shoot it on video, it looks like you're driving like this, and you're driving like this for a while, and then you're driving like this on the way down. But if you shoot video, it just looks like you're driving straight. And there must be a way to make it look like, the trees are going to be like this when you're driving like this. So that's a way to indicate it. But you're basically driving in the woods all the way up, so you're not seeing the horizon. Now, if you saw the horizon, then you could get the perception that you're traveling uphill. But it was very foggy up there, and I didn't know they had the issue until I got home and looked at the video, and a lot of the moisture was forming on the lens. And so the video I shot of the monument on the top of Mount Greylock. Now, if you're a Harry Potter's fan, the last Harry Potter's movie featured the monument in Mount Greylock, although I think it looked a whole lot more exotic in the movie. But they did use that monument. They actually gave it a facelift so that it would look good in the movie, which I guess that's a good motivation. And they, yeah. So I drove up there and I shot video of that. And so I'm not happy about the quality. I couldn't remove it in the editor. It's trying to mask them, and whatever I did made it worse. So I had to play around with it do some other stuff to kind of make it look like it's supposed to be like that. But it when I don't have good quality video, it bothers me. And the other thing, I went out, and it took me a long time to find, but there's this one house in North Adams, Massachusetts, that's super decked out in Halloween decorations in their yard, and they've done a really nice job, and it's beautiful. And they have solar panels on their roof, and they produce enough electricity to keep their electric bill at zero, even in the winter, which is really amazing. So, they well, maybe, I don't know if it is in the winter or not, but in October it's still at zero. So I'm sure that once they get into the this stuff, supposed to be a new moon tomorrow night. I'm babbling on, babble. Supposed to be a hunter's moon tomorrow, but if it's going to be like this out, it seems like whenever there's something cool in the sky to look at, we have cloudy weather up here. And then all the days that there's nothing really cool to look at, and it's just a beautiful sky because we don't have light pollution up here. There's, you can kind of see everything outside, but whenever there's something really cool to look at, they seem to manifest the crappy weather. But anywho, it's snowing outside. And it's kind of pretty. But not much you can do. So anyway, happy Halloween. If you can, go out and dance naked in the moonlight and enjoy yourself. If you have friends over, wear your mask, because now practicing safe sex only requires a mask. Well, I don't make the rules. Yes. Have a happy Halloween. Ya cha 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 cha. Ya cha cha cha. La ta 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 ta. La da da da.